Hi, this is Mike Regan. I'm here today as the chairman of NASTRAC's Advocacy Committee to talk to you about the historic Stand Up for Trucking Fly-In event, which was held last week in Washington, D.C. Now, I say this was an historic event because for the first time ever, we had 150 individuals representing 12 different carrier, shipper, and third-party associations come together to talk to our congressional and Senate representatives about the importance of transportation and the important role that trucking plays in helping us manage America's supply chains. Folks, there are some great lessons that we took away from this event, and I'd like to share with you what those lessons were. The first thing we learned was that it's vitally important for all of us to be talking to our congressional and Senate representatives about the importance of transportation and trucking. Now, one of the things I found fascinating was when I was talking to some of these legislative aides and some of the congressional and Senate representatives, they basically told us, we really don't hear from shippers and carriers about what's happening and how it affects their ability to do business. And that's why we need to collectively make a commitment to keep them informed about how legislation affects them and how rulemaking proceedings affects you and your companies. The second thing we learned is that the war on trucking is real. Make no mistake about it. One of the things that we were fighting for was the ability for states to have 97,000-pound trucks that are properly configured with the sixth axle. They're safer, put a softer footprint on the highway, and save billions of gallons in diesel fuel each and every year. We wanted the states to have this ability, and the railroads fought us tooth and nail. Now, some people were a bit discouraged because ultimately the railroads prevailed in having this language struck from the highway bill that was being deliberated. But the good news is that we had the railroads finally come out from behind the bushes and fight us head on. Now, they can talk all they want about things like safety. That's critically important to us as well. They're going to have to be honest about what they're really after, and that is they don't want the competition. They're afraid of the competition that's represented by trucks. So even though America has been built on competition, the railroads are committed to spending lots and lots of money to try and buy influence to keep that competition from happening. And that's the third thing that we need to get together on. Where do we go from here? Well, where we need to go is, I once again want to reiterate what I talked about just a moment ago. It's vitally important for you and your senior executives to get informed about what's happening with these issues, understand how these issues affect your companies, and then pick up the phone or send an email to your congressional and Senate representatives, helping them understand how this affects things like jobs, how it affects prosperity, and how it affects your ability to do business in the future. Now, we're going to continue to push for trucking and transportation initiatives that make sense for shippers. It's oriented around safety, it's oriented around productivity, and it's oriented around building a better country. So if you want more information, I'd suggest that you contact any of the industry associations that help sponsor this. If you want more information from NASTRAC or Knit League or ATA, TIA, Coalition for Transportation Productivity, Coalition for Safer Trucks, RELA, or others, ag haulers, etc., just give us a call today. We'd be happy to send you that information. Thanks so much for your time, and let's continue to stand up for trucking.